Wellman, and I'm here with my friends for allfreeholidaycrafts.com, and today I'm going to be making some fall blocks with you, and these will be great to display on your mantle or your shelf or your table or something that you can use from Halloween all the way through Thanksgiving. Okay, so the basis of my fall block is going to be this box. Now this box is actually I'm repurposing. I have a Cricut die cutting machine, and so this is what the cartridges come in when I purchase the cartridge, and it's just small like this, but then it comes in this really big box because it has to have room for the overlay and the book, the handbook, and so I kind of keep them with my machine and all together. So I take them out of the box, and then I have this nice sturdy box. So I thought it would be fun to do a repurposing as well as show you some things that you can do with a trash to treasure kind of thing. Okay, so that's going to be the base of my project. But if you don't have these, this is like kind of equal to a 2x4, and you can just measure out how big you want it and then just cut them to size. Or you can also see what else is in like the stores, you know, in your pantry. Instead of just throwing those cardboard boxes away, you can repurpose them into a nice little home decor. Okay, we're also going to be using some brown lunch bags. That's going to be what we're going to be covering our box with. I'm going to be using some homespun fabric. Now, homespun is a fabric that you can see on both sides that doesn't have the white backing, so that's what homespun is. We're going to be using a strip of that. Now, what I do, actually homespun tears very well. I just usually buy it in a you know, several yards at a time, and I usually just cut it off and just rip it. And what it does is it just really gives it this ripped effect, and it really does give a nice little, you know, that you can decorate with. Okay, all right, I'm also using some berries and some different colored little filler grasses and that kind of thing. We're going to be putting those together, and I'll show you that in just a second. I'm also going to be using some wire to tie all of my things together. You're also going to need your hot glue gun because we're going to, we need that for support. I'm using some pop dots, and the pop dots are going to be for my letters. Our fall blocks are going to have letters. I do have a die cutting machine, and that is what I cut these out using my die cutting machine. But if you don't, you can just go ahead and draw some letters out, and or whatever you would like for it to say. I'm going to be using a couple of tools like my wire cutters, and then I have my scissors to wrap around my box. We're going to be starting with the bag, but then we're also going to be putting some pattern paper. This was a 12x12. I just cut in half, so it's about 6 inches. Okay, all right, like this. I'm going to go ahead and cut this part out, and it kind of has a line drawn there for me, and I found that by just cutting these off just like that, it works really nicely. And then the next thing I did, kind of here in the back where it's kind of glued together, I just took my scissors and just, whoops, cut it straight. Try to. Okay, now to kind of give it a, and if that little glue, you can just rip that off. Anyway, just to kind of, you know, because see how these kind of have creases and all that, I just crunched it up where it's all wrinkly and it's all just kind of, you know, you can't really tell where those lines and stuff are. Okay, and then I just smoothed it out. So see, it just kind of takes away those lines. So that's the reason why I did that. You don't have to do that, but that's just something that I did. Okay, and then just taking my adhesive, what I have found that if I start on the side with my box right here, and I start with my paper on the side, it will end up on the side, and so I will have a smooth front and a smooth back. Close this top just like you would a gift, and I found the easiest is to put some adhesive inside. Just kind of close that one part down. We're going to cover this up with some homespun ribbon or fabric, so that is okay. All right, so now I have my fabric, and this fabric actually is about 36 inches long. You can make it however, depending on how big your box is, will depend on how much you're going to want it to wrap around, okay? So just, and as you can see, my bag doesn't go all the way on the bottom, but that is okay because we're going to cover that up and nobody's going to see that. So I'm just putting some hot glue, just like that. So see, nobody sees that. Oops. You know what I forgot to do? Hello. Hello, Tracy. I am so excited to show you this homespun that I completely forgot to wrap my paper around. Sorry, guys. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I want to put my paper on. And you can kind of see how it's going to wrap around. So I'm just starting here in the back. And I like this pattern paper because it kind of gives me like the Subway art feel a little bit. That's really popular right now. Just wrapping this around my box. There we go, just like that. Now, no problem. Okay, now we're going to finish this. We're going to bring this up and around using my hot glue. Okay, and just doing the other side. Okay, so now we're going to bring this up just like that, and I've just tied it just like that. Okay, so then now I have all of my other ones all ready to go here, just like that. Now, this is where my pop dots come in. And then also with this, I am just giving you some ideas, but you can also put die cuts or different kind of ribbons or buttons or flowers or anything with the fall theme, or if you're making these for Christmas, or if you're making them for Valentine's or some other holiday, you can put what you want on there. This is just an idea. So I'm going to go ahead and put all of these letters on here, and I'll be right back. Now what I did with this is I took some berries, and I took some berries that I get like in the Christmas section. You can get this in the holiday section of the craft store. Some pip berries, and then just some different little fillers in the autumn theme. And I've decided that I'm going to, let me do this one first. On the F, I'm going to put this on here. Now, at first, my first thought when I was going to do this, I was going to do it on every single one of them, but I thought it might be a little bit too much, but it's definitely an option for you. You can put these berries or some sort of berry on whichever one you would like, or however many you would like, I guess I should say. Okay, I'll hold that down in place for just a second. And then I bring my homespun ribbon around, and it kind of gives me, it kind of serves two purposes. It kind of holds my berries in place, and then also it allows me to make a little bow. And if it's not long enough, I don't think mine's going to be long enough, so I'll just make a little knot. just like that. Now, what I was telling you, homespun tears really nicely. And so what I do is I just take my scissor and just make a little slit. Just rip it just like that, and it gives that jagged edge. I do a lot of that on my crafts. Love that look. It's kind of my look. And if you get strings, just pull them off or cut them off, and then you're good. Just like that. I might need to put a little more hot glue. Kind of hold that in place. Alrighty, here we go. My fall blocks are all finished. I love how they turned out. I'm so glad that I put the berries on the top of each one of them. I just love the effect that it does give for the blocks itself. And I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. My personal blog is craftjunkie2.com. You can check that out for more ideas and inspiration. I've been blogging and showing my crafting tutorial since 2009, and so if you want to check that out. And I thank my friends at allfreeholidaycrafts.com for featuring this craft today. So definitely check that out, guys. For all of your holiday needs. We have lots of holidays coming up, and so it will help you get started or give you some more ideas. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.